Great to see you again. I'm always so excited to talk to you, actually.
We
It's
waited a
nice
bit to do
because we
this.
are so busy during the week. So I look forward to this time.
Same here. I look forward to being able to speak to you and just talk. Like so much comes up every time we talk, so much that we learn from each other. So yeah, excited.
Talking and learning, not really learning.
That's the best.
It really is the best. And what are we talking about today, girls?
So today's topic is why friends matter.
An exciting one. Woohoo! I'm excited to
Yes,
see
really
what this
exciting.
topic brings out.
So hello everyone. Welcome to our latest episode. I'm Martina
I'm Ankita.
And Tan,
and we are
Three girls.
one mic.
and still no banana ice cream because it's Saturday morning and really cold outside.
Yeah, Vienna kind of had a temperature drop, right?
Yeah, whole Austria, it's like winter.
Not
We
all
moved
drop.
from 30 degrees to 10 degrees with
And
lots of
Dublin can
rain.
never make up its mind. Sorry to speak over you, Martin. And I was just saying, and Dublin can never make up its mind. It's either 4 degrees or 20 degrees or 15 degrees, or something in between. Every 2 hours it changes. So, yeah.
I mean, Berlin is kind of, Berlin is kind of similar as well. We should just have 13 degrees. Out of 33
But you
to
have
13.
sunshine.
Yeah, now we have such.
Yeah, yes, I showed you before. It's like really, and it's not going to stop until Wednesday. So
Okay. I
Seriously,
feel you.
Martina
I
has it
feel
worse.
you.
five
I
more
really
days.
feel you because last week it was just raining. And at work, we were kind of, one of my colleagues was, Tan, I'm really sad. And I know, whoa, what happened? And she was going like, look outside. It's like November. And I was, yeah, true. This is true.
I can feel her.
You're just feeling it right now.
I hear it.
In Dublin, you get at least 15 minutes of very nice and bright sunlight every day towards the evening generally. So like you just holding on to the hope the whole day that those 15 minutes will come, those 15 minutes will come. So you can't be depressed because of that. You have to hold on to that hope. It's not faith, it's hope though.
And sometimes I'm just really asking myself what's better. So, like having a more stable weather all the time. So, well, when it's raining, it's just raining the whole week.
Just
But
plan
when
for
it's
it.
sunny, well, no, it's not. When it's sunny, it might be sunny the whole week. That's the problem, actually. But when
Raining the
Dublin
whole
is just
week is
changing, huh?
yeah, and raining the whole week is really tough. Trust me.
Yeah,
Raining a
it
week
is.
with 8 or 9 degrees outside is tough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just
Like
reminds of winter.
rain happening when it's 15 degrees versus rain happening when it's 8 degrees is just so different.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Yeah, and it just reminds us winter is coming. Actually, the supermarkets here are already selling Christmas stuff.
Yeah, in Austria too. But since a few weeks already. So this gingerbread
Somebody
and
mentioned
everything.
that in office. One of my leaders in office was mentioning it, and I very stupidly was like, "Oh, did they forget to bring down the Christmas decorations from last year?" They were like, "No, Ankita, the supermarkets have started selling it." I'm like, "Okay."
We're already in the next session.
The next consumer cycle has begun.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And first colleagues were already buying cookies.
Yeah, gingerbread.
Speculatius. I don't know what it's in English.
Yeah. I was very tempted to buy gingerbread, but I did not do it.
Yes, gingerbread is always very
But when I look outside, I can have it.
Does that mean we can officially not wear white anymore? Like, there's a thing, right? Like, some days,
What?
is it in the US or something? Labor
Oh,
Day
really?
or something? Yeah, I think, like, technically you're not supposed to wear white because white is a summer color. You're not supposed to wear it in fall and winters
Oh,
and
really?
stuff like that.
It does not make sense to wear it in fall
It's okay,
because you're
Than, we'll
always
forgive you
dirty.
for wearing it today.
I think
What should I say? Wear white all day at work?
it's
No,
white
actually, it's
pants
drops of
that
blue.
you are
It's
inside.
just the overcoat's white.
Yeah. And it's for white pants, I think. It's just the trousers or the pants should not be white, which makes sense because when you walk around
Yeah.
in a weather like this with white
Yeah.
pants, you will see it.
Yes.
Dirty.
All the muddy stuff
Like
on your
to the knees.
trousers.
That makes sense. I can agree to that part. Yeah,
Yeah. But I
makes
really
sense.
didn't know about this. See, friends in learning.
That's
Share
life.
that
That's
learning
life hack.
formula with us, Han.
At
Sorry,
the
Martin, you were
story of
saying
my
something.
biochemistry professor back then. Yeah, he was really saying, because yeah, with friends it's so easy to learn, right? Because we want it. Because he was always saying, well, if you want to gain knowledge, it's really repeating plus wanting is knowledge. And we were all like, yeah, wanting is fine, but repeating,
Yeah.
why repeating?
No one wants that.
But actually, it made sense, right? Because you can repeat as much as you want, but if you don't want to repeat it, it's not working.
Also feel like when you're doing it with friends, you wouldn't even realize that you're repeating it. Like there's always one friend, me, who doesn't hear it in the first time, so somebody needs to repeat it for me. So you get to repeat without knowing that you're repeating it. And with your friends, you'll just do it.
Yes. Yeah, because it's just naturally happening, right?
Yeah.
But okay, I mean, I was really someone who liked learning alone. I, I think I'm not a really social person, but well, anyway.
Great that you are telling us in this episode, Tan.
Why
I'm
do
not a
friends
social person
matter?
at all.
Why
Because I'm
friends
really-
are not social?
Right. I mean, we had learning groups, right? Back at university, and I was always, oh, this learning group, I'm better off learning alone. But actually, it helped, like just explaining stuff to others again, right? Then you just
Yeah.
automatically repeat. Okay, so I kind of really had to admit, okay, it works.
So, friends. What do friends mean to you guys?
I think
So what do
friends are
friends
really,
mean to
really
us?
important. I think friends are really, really important in life. So on one side, we are human beings and we are social beings. Some more, some less, obviously. But yeah. And I think we can't survive alone. And
Yeah.
friends are different than family for me personally, because we all know that somehow we chose our family, because when you think of reincarnation and the soul chooses the family and everything. But besides of this, in this life, we can't really choose the family because
Yeah.
family is already there, but we can choose our friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. I'm not saying, yeah, we are social creatures. I totally agree. You just like kind of, I mean, I'm not the type of person who's just like having like 20 friends, right? Or calling all people friends. It's more like, I'm just like, better I have like 2 or 3 really close friends. And the rest is just like, okay, I know them, but the real close ones are those who I kind of, well, when we are just having the same kind of energy, same thoughts, and or just the same like view about life, same opinions about life, something like this. What doesn't mean
Yeah.
we cannot like argue or have like different opinions sometimes, but like in general, just something that's connecting, right? So you cannot really tell sometimes, but it just you just feel it.
I feel like if you've not had a fight with that person, you can't really call it a friendship. It's more of a superficial level till then. Like you have to had overcome at least one confrontation or fight or something of that time to reach the level of friendship. Yeah. I am somebody who has a lot of friends, but obviously it comes and goes. It's seasonal for me as well because it's very in the moment friends. Like for every phase of my life, I have a whole bunch of friends. And it's not like we have a friendship breakup or something that happens when the phase is kind of ending or transitioning. It's just that we all take on next bunch of friends, and whenever you circle back to the old friends, it's still there, in its own way. It's not the same, it's different, but you all evolve, and you still, I mean, I can still count on them if needed, kind of thing. So it's good. It's even more fun for me when people from the past come back suddenly, especially when I'm in a moment of need, and you're like, okay, yeah, I have more people that I can rely on. It's not just like, the current things that I see in front of my eyes. And it's also so cool to see that your friends can just reach out to you from wherever, whenever. And that's fun too. But the bit that you spoke about, right? Like having people who are similar to you and stuff, like you can have conversation. For me, friendship is the most important thing about me with friendship is the non-judgment bit of it. So if you're judging me, you are like almost dead to me, and my brain forgets you exist. And you can see a very marked difference
Uh-oh.
between when you're in the friend list and versus not friend list in my life, because you're suddenly not exist. You don't get access to my energy, and you'll notice.
Like check box, check box. Oh, you're judging me? Okay, check now.
Felt judged. It doesn't matter if you judged me or not. I felt judged. Bye. So if you're friends, you're listening to me, and this is what happened to you.
You know
You made me
what?
felt judged. But I also very much agree with what Martina was saying, because I feel uh, like you're born into a family, but friends are where you get to choose. It's a
Mhm.
very important pillar in my life. The friends and the people that get that I allow into my life via friendships, because it plays a really big part in how I live my life. And I'm also I can be a very social person, and then I go into my cave for a very long time as well. So I also need my space a lot, like you were mentioning, Than, right? So those two bits need to be balanced together as well for me. So yeah, like that's how friendship comes into picture for me.
I mean, it's normal. Like when you were saying, well, they are friends, and then you just get to another phase, and then, well, you don't talk so much to each other anymore. But we just kind of develop, right? So, and
Yeah,
sometimes we just develop into different directions. And it's also
yeah,
okay. I mean, it's nothing like we didn't mean bad, but it's just like happening. And sometimes because actually over the years, and sometimes like, yeah, we used to be friends, but somehow at some point, yeah, we just didn't call each other anymore.
Kind of
But we
fades
just had
out
different,
sometimes.
yeah,
yeah.
It's like fading out. It's
yeah.
like getting less and less and less, and then you kind of don't miss it anymore because
Hmm.
you are
Yeah,
like on different positions, different
Yeah.
points of your life, yeah, and then you don't need each other anymore, and you don't miss each other.
Yeah.
So that's how I see it, and that I think that's like the circle of life or something like this. It happens like this, and it's natural. I think it's natural.
It
And I
is,
think
right?
it's very rare that some people like really have, I don't know what I personally should think about it when people say they have friends like the closest best friend from kindergarten or something like this.
Hmm.
So I personally don't have this
yeah.
because my
Same.
friendships are more like tons. Yes. Only a few, and they are very close. I don't know, maybe you are either both people are evolving in the same direction, that's why they can stay that close all the time,
Yeah.
or like they don't evolve. I don't know.
Whatever keeps you there.
Yeah, but that's the part, right? And when one is evolving and the other one not, well, it
Doesn't work.
kind of doesn't work. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
sometimes,
sometimes it does happen that the pace is different between the two people as
yeah,
well. And then that's when they kind of find each other again, wherever they
Yeah,
need to and however they
yeah,
need to. And
totally.
I feel like that is also very important, because I think sometimes friendships help you see how you've grown as a person in a relationship, what matters to you, those kind of things come into picture via friendships. But I feel like you experience the world so much via your friends, especially as an adult. Like adult friendships are just such different levels compared to how we had like
yeah.
friendships when we were young, right? And it's also harder to find friends when you are an adult. Like when I moved to the new country and tried to make friends here, it's not been that easy. Like I have some people via office or something. I had some friends already, thankfully, who had moved before. That is kind of my core crux of friends here. I still haven't made any friends beyond that because it's just so tough when you're starting off your friendship at that age, right? Everybody has so much happening already and stuff. So
Mhm.
making space for new people can be hard too, but it still evolves. It still has its own places and it helps you in so many different ways when you're
And it's
relying
not
on.
Definitely.
that easy to get into contact
Yeah.
with other people as an adult. So as a child or as a
Mhm.
teenager, it kind of
Yeah.
happens naturally. And as an
Yeah.
adult, it's kind of strange, huh?
Yeah, and sometimes, well, I mean, I'm just the same because when people are like, "Oh, can we change phone numbers?" I'm like, "Why?" Sometimes you're like, "Why? What do you want from me?"
So that's me asking Than for her
But
phone number.
true, sometimes they're just kind people, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because like just like so basically Bumble has a feature instead of dating about meeting, networking and stuff that you can make friends. And I was actually told that a lot of expats use that to make friends. I had somebody find me from another Telegram group and ping me recently and they were like, I'm just trying to make friends. And like that's how people are doing it now. Going out and meeting people is that's how adult friendships work. It's almost like dating. You're giving an interview. And if you have the vibes, then you consider each other to be friends or not. I got lucky with you too, but it's hard out there, girls.
It's yeah,
Yeah,
because we
but
were
what would you
kind of
do? It's like you could do some like go to some clubs like book clubs or do some sports clubs and
yeah.
things. Maybe that's a way to find friends. But
It
otherwise,
is like the more you can put yourself out there is the more you give yourself the opportunity to. But also these things are like a lot of people come to those things with friends already and they're already taking out time
Mhm.
beyond their normal life to come there and do it. It's easier for me to make friends via BTS Army, if I'm being very honest. Like it's so much easier. Like our craziness for BTS, just
Yeah,
all those group
it's
chats, we became
connected.
friends for 1 second. In 1 second, we are all like, "Are you OT7? Yes. OT7? Yes. Completely. Love you already. There is no problem. Accept you for completely as you are."
But
But
I mean, it's
like,
still right what Martina says because I mean, I had well, this is also changing again depending on your phase, right? Because when I just went to dance class a lot, well, I made a lot of dancer friends, right? And
yeah.
this is just one kind of vibe we were on. Um, and but sometimes I felt like I couldn't really mix up my friends because these were all my dancer friends, and we were all about dancing and singing
Yeah.
and about being an artist. Well, and then I had my, but actually, I never really had like medical friends.
really,
This is kind of proving it's just my work, but it's kind of not really because wow, I cannot like talk to them outside of work. It's just so
I
weird.
also
really.
feel like it would be so hard. You guys need a break from the medical people
Yeah,
after, right? Like your
yes.
jobs are so intense that you're like, I don't want to speak to somebody related to work after work.
Yeah, and it is dramatic because anytime you go out with, well, yeah, when three physicians, four physicians go out for dinner, what are we talking about the whole time? It's like, wait, what?
Cases.
Yesterday this patient, the other day this one, and at some point I was like, guys, this is our free time. Do we have to keep on going about our bloody experiences?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be torture.
Yeah, but I mean, some of us marry each other, and some are really just
Used to be
surrounded
friendship
by
hard there.
doctors the whole time, and they just love it. But it's also like, wow, they push each other. And I was just like, I was never really part of this. We were still the dancer, you see.
I
I was
think
like, I
it's
go to dance
normal.
class.
I think it's normal that people marry people who they work with. Maybe it's more
Yeah.
with doctors. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really doctors and
With medical people. But I think it's normal for people because you spend so much time at your workplace. But I personally think it's hard. It's also hard to work with friends.
Mm-hmm.
I
It
think you
can
have to
be,
have a
yeah.
certain level of consciousness to make it work. Because
Yes.
when you are like the normal people, like what are you doing? What am I doing? And everything has to level up, and it has to be the same, and to make sure that everything puts in the same amount of work, and everyone gets out the same. And if you are not conscious enough that you know that
Yeah.
this does not really matter, because it will balance out anytime or
Yeah.
whenever it's time for it, and that's not the point, then it's really, really hard to work together with friends.
I think so. I think along with consciousness, it's about maturity. Like the two have to go together, right? It's so important to think of others while you're in that frenzy of everybody has a way of working. It's never really same between any two people,
Mm-hmm.
right? And like it's like, but when you're doing it at work, you can crib and you can be judgmental of the team members and stuff. But when it's about your friends, it's a little harder. You would not want to do. I would hope people would not want to do that about their friends, right? Like, and be like, my way is the only way to do it, etc. It
Yeah.
does become really hard. Like, and life happens. There's always something. It's a true test. Like, living with friends, having them as roommates. You think it would be easy. It's generally not. It's generally better to have a stranger so you can hate on
Yeah,
them easily
Yeah.
or
exactly.
something. Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
because
and it's a mirror. Friends are an actual absolute mirror to you. Because if they are good friends, they will not really shake when you're being shitty. They will call you out. They will make you see it and they will be like, bro, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You are not saying what you said you would do and stuff like that, right? And do you really mean that? And they'll stand up to you and they'll show you. And that's also very important. And if you're not mature enough to see that, if you're not mature
Yeah.
enough, if you're not conscious enough to take that as feedback and take it forward, then you might just ruin that relationship anyways. I feel like I was a really shy person growing up, and I feel the exposure to friends brought a lot out of me very safely. Like my parents and my family tried, but they couldn't. But the biggest personality shifts in my life have come through friends, because I could see them do a certain kind of thing, or they could make me respond in a certain kind of way, and then something unlocked in me, something like that. I'm assuming that happened to you as well, Than, right? With you
yeah,
mentioned before that you were very shy.
yeah,
Did you play a
absolutely.
role there?
I was really the shy kid, the total shy kid. And well, I grew up with, I mean, with Asian parents, yeah, they just have a certain way of, well, raising you and viewing you and expecting things of you. And yeah, friends just brought out other parts of me. And my mom was sometimes like, I don't know what's this. Where do you have this from? But it's just, but I'm grateful for my friends just like, well, giving me an opportunity to really be me and not just fit in, well, the version my parents would like to see.
How about you, Martina? Did your personality also completely flip because of your friends?
Martina was
I
always a
did not
rebel.
completely, not completely. So I grew up totally different, because I grew up on the countryside in a village where my parents and one of my brothers still live, and 3,000 people live there. So it's like really everyone knows everyone else. So it was kind of easy for my parents, because they knew all my friends, because they knew their parents. It's like really, it's like everyone knows everyone. It's hard to
Please
imagine.
go play with these kids, not with the other
Yeah.
kids.
So it was, yeah, like nice growing up there. And also, yeah, but on the other hand side, you have much less possibilities than you have growing up in a big city, because like also the pastime activities. As a child, I could choose between playing football or playing tennis. So I decided tennis. No dancing, nothing. But actually it started to shift when I started working. So I started working at the age of 15. And then you meet total different people. You come to the city, you like everything is crazy. and you meet other people, and then it also starts to shift. And it's my life really showed that, looking backwards, it really shows that I had to meet certain people to move on in my life.
Mhm.
So I learned lots of things, not only from friends, but from colleagues too, from coworkers. So when I got a really cool, so I was a trainee in a company, and when I was 17, I was offered a position, a fixed position in that company already at the age of 17, while I had not finished my traineeship, because you have to do it for 3 years. And I really shifted then. I still remember it, because the boss I had then, and also the coworkers, they kind of treated me like an adult. So I was 17, I knew some things, but not a lot. But they treated me as a full colleague. They valued me, and I was they gave me all the trust and everything, and it really shifted my mindset. So I can still remember it, from like a little bit, not really the most shy person, but insecure. It's like, oh God, I'm like, you always have to prove yourself if you're doing things right and everything, because you need to learn it. And there it was like, you can do it. We know you can do it. You have to do it. We don't know how it works. You have to find it out. It really, this was a huge shift for me. It was really a huge shift in my personality.
Really? At such a young age,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah,
I was like 15 and then 17. I was still like at school.
But it makes you grow up. It makes you grow up too, like, because there you are, from one day to the other, you are for yourself. There are no parents anymore. Sure, you are protected, because there's a special program, and it's in Austria, it's like in Germany. But it's so you are safe and everything, but it's you have to grow up very fast,
still,
because
right?
you have to stand up for yourself.
yeah.
From one day to the other, it's much different than to school. And you are like, I was 15, and like 9 days later or 10 days later, I had to start working.
Yeah, and I mean, at school, where actually you just have to follow the schedule, right? Someone is deciding about your life, actually. And well, with work, you just have to do it by
You were
yourself.
responsible for yourself. So no one like called your parents when you were late. It was like, why are you late? You can't be late. Not part of the deal.
No.
And that this was the first with 15, and the second shift really was at the age of 17. And I'm still like, when I think back, I still like, I am the person who I am now. And it's a huge part was my boss and my 3 coworkers. Yes. And I moved into a department, or I worked then in a department with only men and me at 17.
At 17,
was really cool. It was really cool.
That's
because
fun.
all my friends, the other girls at the office or in the company, they were like, oh, you're so poor, you have to work with all the men and stuff. And I said, no, it's the best job ever. And they looked at me like, what is she doing? What's going on with her? And I said, I am the only woman there. Can you
This shows
imagine
we
how
are
they
on one
treat
vibe.
me at the
I can
Christmas
totally
party?
relate.
Really, it was crazy. I could sit where I wanted. I always had something to drink or to eat, because they like served everything.
You
It
were
was
the
like, I'm the
princess.
princess. It was so cool.
I totally agree. It's way much better to work with 10 guys than with 10 women.
As long as you're feeling safe.
Yes. But as I said, 1 doctor and 10 firemen was great. Yeah.
Yes,
But
we
1
remember that
doctor and
story.
10 midwives is like all these discussions.
Yeah, I feel the same.
Yeah.
Much easier.
But yeah, and they were like, oh, 10, shall we carry this for you? And oh, well, do you need?
Yes,
And they are never like, I mean, men are kind of more straightforward when they think, they just say what they think, and it's not like, I mean something different.
that's the biggest advantage ever, and that's why I also am this way, because I've been trained this way for years.
Don't say it in your female way. Just
No,
tell us what you want.
and no one ever was angry at you afterwards. So you had sometimes we had really hard discussions, but afterwards we were friends again. So it was not
Yeah,
a problem. We were joking around, and as soon as we ended the discussion, it was done. Yes, and
yeah,
this is what I
exactly.
really love.
Yeah. So women are the complicated ones.
Yes.
We have to admit.
Yes, we totally have to admit. And I also I see this as Yutan. It's like I prefer to work with 50 men than to work with 5 women. It's much easier, much
It's,
easier.
yeah, it's way easier. No misunderstandings. No, it's just, yeah.
I'm not saying anything because, as usual, my experience is like very different. Like, she's always coming with something opposite. But no, I would say like I've been very lucky because in general, the setups that I've been in school, in classes and courses that I've taken, I've had more women centric audiences in those areas. But when I've worked with teams which were only men versus only women, both felt very odd in different ways. When they had a good balance between each other, that was my favorite working space. But also when they were playing to their strengths. Like, I feel like people should really play to their strengths and they should know what their strengths are. Because sometimes, like those things, right? I think feelings linger after a hard discussion or something, when you don't feel heard, when you feel like somebody shut you down and stuff like that. So there needs to be space for that, but there's no space for that beyond a certain point of time. You have to clear it out there and then, and that is something always lacking with the female bit as well, a little bit. And then with the male bit, there's a lot of speaking over one another and stuff like that as well, and I'm like, can you just like decide so we can end this as well, please? A little bit, like have you stopped measuring who's got the big dick energy here, and can we actually get the work done as well? So that's the other part of it. I'm generally just an observer. I don't really mind what's happening around me as long as it doesn't come to me. So I'm just enjoying what's happening. I do feel like only men has not worked for me, only women has not worked for me. Like, it becomes very bitchy when it's only women. I
Yeah.
shouldn't say that, as people will
Absolutely.
cancel me or something. It does become like, it becomes too much on the other side. And when it's only men also, it becomes too much like, can you just stop? Like, not everything is a power play. Not everything is a grab opportunity as well, please. Like, generally for me it hasn't been personally a problem, but in terms of a project, like, this is becoming to this is becoming to that, can we have a balance now? Yes, thanks.
Okay, yes, I mean, I agree. This is really like, yeah, like, well, with women, it's bitchy at some point, and men can be really like competitive, right?
Exactly,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, so, but I guess
Which
I
has
have,
its advantages, like in
yeah,
certain setups, but yeah.
yeah, but I kind of had more problems with the bitchy stuff.
Yeah, depends
Yeah.
on what you have to do as well, right? Like, you have to make decisions to save people's life. You don't really have to have like that, those weird conversations beyond those doubts
Yeah,
and
yeah,
judgments and
it
stuff at
depends,
that
I
point
guess.
of time as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, when it
those
was
kind
about
of things
saving
are
people's life, we are just a team, right? So we just
exactly.
do, and we're very solution focused. And so, yeah, maybe it's also because the work was just good in this kind of masculine energy thing. So it was just work. And with women, it's making headache.
Yeah. I think even in my friendships, like my friendships with my female friends versus my male friends, it has a different element to it. And I enjoy the variety it brings as well. And when the dynamic comes together as well, something new emerges every time, and that's also fun. So I can always be one of the girls and I can be one of the guys. Maybe I'm too adaptable. I should maybe not be that adaptable. Is that people pleasing? Maybe it is. But It's always fun to see how, have you ever had like two different bunch of friends come together and just see how that goes? How has your experience been around something like this? Like you were saying, right? Your medical friends and your dancing friends, if those two met each other, what would happen? Do you think?
This is really, that's why I was always keeping different sections. Yeah. Like,
So if
because
you
it
have a
just
birthday
didn't work.
party, you will not call them all together, or will you
No,
have different birthday
it
parties?
was really not working because they were just like on totally different, well, yeah, vibes.
How about you, Martina?
No, I've also like days. I have not so many friends, and I'm not a birthday party person. So I celebrate my birthday, but I'm not doing parties. But I
Same.
like meeting them more like separately. So
Mhm.
I have birthday dinners like several times for the different friends. So
Yeah,
I feel
we
like
just
we need
don't
to do this
match.
experiment and see how that goes.
and I also like to have like maybe it's like Tan. I also like to have like different friends from different parts of my life because yeah, I'm not always in the mood to talk about everything. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
like and some friends are a little more intense because when they are like on a certain consciousness level or whatever, or when they are into spirituality and stuff like this, that the conversations are totally different than I have with other friends who I also really like. But then when we go hiking together or something like this, we don't have that deep conversations. It's a little, but it's not that deep, and it's also nice sometimes because yeah.
yeah. It's good to have a variety based on how you're feeling.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Feeling for the
yeah.
day, not so
Today,
intense.
maybe my dancer friends. Today, oh no, better my yoga friends. I mean, I tried. It's sometimes, well, not for like friends meeting, but I mean, dancers have injuries, right? So sometimes
Yeah.
I just had to bring them to work. Um, with- this was just
Honestly,
not matching. People at work were always like, "These are your friends," and I was like, "Yeah." But well, because dancers are just a different kind of, yeah,
yeah.
they are definitely artists, right? And not doctors at all. Yes, they're not thinking the way doctors think.
So
It's
they met.
And
literally the left side and right side of brain for you.
yeah, yeah, it's really, but always, my colleagues were always like, these are your friends. And I was like, yes, I like them very much. I
Don't
have a
be
lot
mean to them.
of them.
Stay nice.
But you don't have doctors as friends, so this
No,
explains
I
why you
really
don't have
don't
doctors
have,
as
no.
friends.
I had some doctors, I kind of sometimes, yeah, we meet up for a coffee, but I wouldn't call them my friends. So you see, actually, I'm doing something that I'm not really, yeah, well, that's for another person.
That's a friend conversation. You're not a friend, so bye.
Have to meet my real friends now.
All our friends listening to this are going to message us now. Hi. Hi, friends. We love you.
Yeah, we definitely love you all.
Yeah, yeah, totally. So great to
Do
have
share
you in
your
our
thoughts
lives.
privately or publicly.
So the only person, but I mean, I call her my sister. So she's a doctor as well, but we know each other from school. So we just accidentally both became doctors. But actually, well, we were just connecting out of different vibrations.
Han can't hold that against her. She's like, I knew you before. I can't hold.
That's why she's still here.
So much fun. Anything
So
else anybody wants to share?
I
Feeling
think it's
complete?
yes, I think it is.
Perfect. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to us discuss our friends, why they matter to us, why it's important to us. We would love for you to share your experiences in the comments wherever you're listening to this, and let us know what your thoughts are about Do subscribe to this so you know when we are posting this again. Like, comment, share it with a friend that you want to say these things to and maybe can't. Maybe that would be nice. But yeah, let us know and have a lovely day ahead. So this has been Ankita,
Martina.
And Tan.
and we are three girls.
One
One
bite.
mic.
And
Still
still
no
no
banana
banana
ice cream, right?
No, no. You need to get banana ice cream. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, till we figure that out, have a lovely day ahead. Bye.
See you
Bye.
soon. Bye.